Those two. It's like leaving my extra and I get it taken.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're rich. Healthy hands.
Morning.
Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
You too.
Hope you're doing all right. Good weather this week.
Who's missing? You sat there last night.
Anybody want to guess what number we're singing?
I'll guess.
Would you hire
Yeah. I think it'd be 572.
him? Okay, let's sing that one.
You must have already told me.
One I have written down, I really do. I made 100 hymns, Hiram picked the right one. Good job.
No, I didn't figure. I heard you say it earlier.
572.
B flat.
Did you know that Pentecost?
My Lord, Amen. He guided my life in the depths. This is a new song, you was only. That my Lord believed, and in there is sufficient for me. Earthly friends may prove untrue, doubts and fears assail. Still loves and cares for you, one who will not fail. Jesus never fails. Jesus never fails. And earth may pass away, but Jesus never fails. In my dark and bitter heart, love will still prevail. Trust His everlasting power. Jesus will not fail. Jesus never fails. Earth may pass away, but Jesus.
Dear Father in heaven. Dear Father in heaven, we are so grateful to be able to be here tonight and to gather together to worship you. So many people in the world can't do that, and we're thankful, Lord.
Yes.
We're thankful for this promise, Lord. We thank you for all of it. And Lord, we pray that you be with all the sick, the world hurt.
It is good. That's it, huh? Right now, right and throw it away. I'm not gonna. So you can share anything you want. You draw hearts and give it to your wife next to you. Or whatever. First thing I want you to write is your definition of suffering. Don't write the kinds of suffering, write a definition of it. What is suffering? Okay? Got 60 seconds fast. Bill's already done. Wow.
Dr. H.
Anybody got it? Somebody share your definition definition of suffering? Bill? Pain? Sandra?
Hurt.
Anybody else?
Very severe agony.
Very severe agony.
Loss of loved ones.
Severe agony.
Very severe agony.
Loss of loved ones.
Okay?
Loneliness.
What's on this side? The peanut gallery? Okay.
Physical difficulties?
Webster says it is bearing or undergoing pain of body or mind, or any kind of inconvenience. It's interesting how all of you put any kind of inconvenience. It's interesting how all of you put something about hurt or whatever. But there's several other definitions about it. One is to undergo something as punishment. We have to suffer to go through this, or to be injured, to sustain loss or damage. The building was whole loss, those kind of things. So most of suffering pain or hurt or something we have to go through.
Pain doesn't have to be physical.
We're going to
We're
talk about
all
that.
going through suffering and pain now because of the government.
We're going to talk about that now.
Wow, stop that.
After you tell me if you agree with this statement or not. I'm not going to say it's an asinine statement. It's stupid. Because I think I know what your answers are. Christians don't have to deal with as many painful circumstances as non-Christians. Christians don't have to deal with as many painful circumstances as non-Christians.
Everybody.
And what's the use of being a Christian?
We have somebody in office go through it.
There are different kinds of, or different types of suffering. There's physical, probably everybody in this room.
Yeah.
There's emotional. There's mental pain. You have that too, Sandra. There can also be spiritual pain. There can also be spiritual pain. So it can be, hopefully. What are some examples of bonds, et cetera, but some other examples of sufferings that comes to us in life?
Poverty. Being homeless.
Mm-hmm. Would an example of suffering being have a hole in your big toe?
Do with it, they're afraid somebody's gonna take it away from them, they're worried about how they're gonna get it.
We just agree that suffering comes to everybody, no matter your age or. This is so differently in suffering circumstances.
You got different types of people. Some people, you could take the same pain or the same problem and put it on 3 different people. You would have one that's gonna feel sorry for themselves and all that good stuff. And then you go have another one that was, just kind of, it is what it is. I guess I'll have to put up with it.
Yeah.
And then you got the third one that says, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I'm gonna go and do what I have to do. I live with one like that all the time, my dog Sherry. That girl suffers. Every day of her life she suffers, but she don't stop. She holds down her job, she does the best she can. She comes home and she'll cut grass and do whatever she got to do at home. And she'll help go see her grandchildren, and she does it while suffering. And I'm not being exaggerating here, it's true.
Sure.
And you'd never know it if you see it. You would not know it.
Think about all the variables there are with suffering, the degree of suffering, the different kinds of people, go through suffering, those kind of things, how we decide to respond to suffering, you know.
That's all made up.
We're all different.
I'm trying to get somewhere with this, if you'll hang in there.
Mhm.
You know, everything that goes wrong, life is terrible and falling apart. How can we get from that to being somebody that one time or another, in different degrees and on and on and on? So, you know, how can we respond differently? And what are some of the responses that we agrees and on and on and on? So, you know, how can we respond differently? And what are some of the responses that we do?
We could guide the person to way of thinking about things.
Okay?
I had a real good friend that lost a real close relative, and they started like that. And I went down to visit with him, and I talked to him for quite a while. And I don't know how many times I went down and visited with the man. Yeah, and he wasn't going to be able to make. I said, "Yes, you are." I said, "Turn everything over to God." I said, "Turn everything over to God and let God take care of it for you." And visit with him a half dozen or more times before he responded at all. And I come home at night, I tell my wife, I said, I don't think he's going to make it because he doesn't want to respond to anything that, you know, all of a sudden he just changed completely. And then later on, he came and told me, he said, it's all because of what I said to him while I was listening.
Usually, our first response to any suffering we go through may not be the best time.
Right.
Okay, let me know what it is, what time of the year, and what time of the day. And I know this is so general because depending on what it is, what time of the year, and what time of the day, on and on. But which one of these would to some kind of suffering? And I'm gonna be sarcastic here, so. First response, thank you, I needed that. Can you say that one that way, even though you're saying the same thing? How about, I can't believe this is happening? Or the next one, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah.
That happens to others. You ever notice the news things every time? But it is happening in every neighborhood, you know?
Yeah.
Next response, Lord, if this is how you treat your followers, then count me out.
Oh, my goodness.
There have been people who respond that way.
Oh, yes.
Depends on the just as well as the unjust.
Lord, I don't understand, but I will trust you to perform your perfect will through this suffering. A lot of stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And we never will understand
That's right.
till maybe someday in heaven. And if none of the above fits, what's your usual first response? Maybe not one of those. Anybody?
You want me to give him my personal one?
Yes, sir. That's why I asked. Come on.
I said, God, I know you're in control. And I know what's to happen, but you made it happen. So now guide me through this. And he has.
That's a good one.
Yes.
And coming home, she said, I'm nobody with anybody else. Well, why me? I don't know anything to anybody. No. And I think that's natural.
Oh, yeah. Grieving and suffering, there are stages we go through when something happens to us, whether it's that or loss of a spouse or whatever it is. You know, first there's anger, then disbelief, and then, you know, on and on and on. And we have to work through those stages, and it takes time sometimes.